Dr. Velumani rather, CEO and Managing Director of Thyrocare. Do you agree with Pankaj's analysis that the interest from PE players, which 2-3 years ago was at its peak, every second diagnostic chain either was going public or they were getting in PE investor. Some of the big ones also went on record and said that in next 2 years we'll also go public. Suddenly the diagnostic space, which was the toast of the town in 2017, is now taking a backseat. Why that has happened?
I think it was all investors who hyped it. I knew my market cap. I came in at a 2,400 as
became $1 billion plus, I remember.
IPO valuation. I was put at 3,300 without my knowledge, without my.
So did you criticize your merchant bankers that saste mein issue le rahe?
No, I think there was an overall euphoria that diagnostics is all gaga. It will go on, go on, go on. I don't think it will. Investors' endowed valuations will never sustain. The earned valuation by the player only is likely to sustain. So I think market has corrected. I am not shocked. Though, you know, last week my stock was really very down. So otherwise I think what is going on is not anything unfair.
But do you think fresh investments would also dry up?
Yeah, obviously every investor looks at an industry's multiples and he puts in where the multiples are very high, and for diagnostics it was unnatural.
Yeah.
So many people got into, many people invested into small laboratories,
chains,
anything ranging from $2 million to $10 million. Majority of them have some volume, no profit, and some of them cannot scale up anymore without additional 50 or 100 million. Mind you, to be the top 4 in this industry today, someone has to invest $1 billion. That is the runway fuel it is needed, because the market is disrupted. It is no more like what it was in 1995. So today, to reach to top 5, you need to invest approximately $1 billion. So that is what you call as a checkmate is created. I have been telling, without this volume, this rate is not possible, and without this rate, this volume is not possible.
Okay, vicious cycle and growing at a very hectic pace, but you've painted a very realistic picture for us. Even when it comes to pricing, something that we were just discussing, very affordable, but what is the outlook now on pricing?
See, the pricing is very confusing to the investors as well as to the common man. This industry, there exists 2 rates. One is B2B rate, another is B2C rate. Obviously, everybody's vein cannot be touched by the brand sitting in one location. So they have to have middlemen. Either hospital is a middleman, laboratory is a middleman, or a franchisee. They take a very big share. So if we reduce the rate, it is not the common man gets any benefit. For the last 10 years, 15 years, common man is seeing the rate going up. So the industry has become very segmented into B2B and B2C. In B2C, there is no price pressure at all. Those guys are in a B2C segment, have no price pressure, but they have volume pressure. In B2B guys, there is no volume pressure, and there is a margin pressure. So these two segments
because of the intense competition in the industry, would you not be pressurized to bring down prices?
See, I said, no, B2B. The man who has a lab and has a specimen in hand has an enormous power to bargain. The customer doesn't have a power to bargain.
It doesn't reach you.
And we don't see the customer. 90% of our business is B2B. Course, yeah. See, in this industry, I was the first man to come in with a religion, B2B. And I was 100% B2B. And others are all started as B2C. Now volume is here, value is there. So they move here, and I also try to go there. But then I realized that B2C is a lot of what you call as a client acquisition cost, and I have been focusing back on B2B.
Now, your model, what my understanding is, when we spoke last, you said, look, I'm the back end of the diagnostic industry. I do it, what others do at 100 rupees, I do it 80 rupees, because I have scale, skill, and also a low cost.
Automation and low floor cost.
But there would be a threshold beyond which you cannot cut your cost down.
Let me tell you, there is no threshold.
Okay.
In entire diagnostic industry, all costs are HR costs.
Okay.
The refined chemicals,
which is what you're paying to a technician.
What costs 10 paisa is charged to a patient at 100 rupees.
Now, when you say HR costs, the money which you're paying to your technicians and the money which you're paying to your doctors.
So the customer pays 1,000, my man retains 500, I get 500, I make 200 profit, 300 I give to my vendor. He has 3 or 4 upstream vendors. So ultimately, there is too much of people involved in. There is enough room. Let me tell you the thumb rule. For every doubling of volume, 10% is the price cut in the raw material.
Okay. What is your target or projected growth for next 3 years? Because you've been growing at 30% plus, which means that in every 2.5 years, you are doubling. Will that run rate continue?
No, it was not all great of every year 27, 28 and 30. We went down to 11% in 2013.
No,
that was the
last
time,
2-3 years.
That was the time when we touched the prices. Then it went to 17%, 27%, and then 22%, then to 17%. If you notice it, there was a peak. So we can't continue to grow at 27%. I think I've been telling 20% CAGR. For the last 5 years, we have still maintained 20% CAGR. It can touch 25 at the maximum with things strategized. Otherwise, 20% is quite a well, what you call as
conservative
very
estimate?
Conservative estimate.
Okay. What plans from here onwards? Because we understand that you're looking at expanding into prenatal, neonatal tests as well. What could be the opportunity size here?
See, the size of these markets are not big as of today. What we call as NGS, next generation sequencing. We have embarked only recently. We are yet to commercially launch it. By April 1st only we would be able to launch it. There is a size of 100 crore. There are around a dozen players. Only one has 20 crore, all the remaining have 5-6 crores. So if I look at it, this market is like a market what thyroid was 20 years back. So I am into it. I am going to disrupt that market also. I think pricing is something in the diagnostic industry many have not understood because they have not understood the costing. So I have a reason to believe currently it is roughly around 25,000 is what you call as testing for abnormality in the pregnancy, and many Indians cannot afford. And in fact, it is very important as a diagnostic tool to avoid a lot of what you call as inborn errors. So we are launching it at something around 9,000 rupees. So almost 1/3 of the market price. Of course, I did the same thing in radiology too. I'm yet to break even. So it is, if volume is there, I will become profitable. If volume is not there, I also need to journey longer period to get the benefits of price cutting.
That's prenatal and neonatal, which you're very confident about. You would have a great idea of where we stand in India right now in terms of the per capita spend in developed nations and vis-a-vis the rest in healthcare. What's the situation there? See,
India is less than 2% is what is spent. With Ayushman Bharat budget, it could be crossing 2%.
Okay.
But Western world is 16 to 17% already. It can't go beyond that. Even in that, it is not making adequate sense. So they have overspent, they are not lean, and they have been struggling. We should be going for 6 to 7% GDP over a period of next 10 years. And that should be fair and sufficient enough for us to take care of the middle of the pyramid, not bottom of the pyramid.
When I talk to hospitals, they say that Ayushman has disrupted the way they charge, the way they will do business. Because of Ayushman Bharat, what could happen to your industry?
See, I think you are hearing a few elite guys. Take a pyramid of hospitals, put a center point. The guys above center point are aggrieved. The guys below center point are happy. And the common man is below the center point. So it is well connected. It is going to help the industry, not the players who found or felt everybody is rich.
So what happens to your business? Diagnostic, nothing changes?
My business, once again, if you look at it, my clients are below the center of the pyramid.
But if you're moving into prenatal, if you're moving into radiology, then you're also targeting the elite, right? Because these tests, they will cost money.
Yeah, obviously they will not have much of a choice. I am the least cost player in the marketplace. So if benefit comes, it should come fast to me. This is what my belief is.
Okay. All right. Appreciate your time. Good luck. You've been very candid and very frank.
Good luck.
Break with the news that OMCs are bouncing.